And now about the author. I am an Orthodox Jew, a rabbi from San Diego, California. I started becoming religious at the age of 10. They say I picked it up a lot faster than your average kid. Judaism just made sense to me. In high school, I was introduced to a school of thought known as Hasidic philosophy. Hasidic philosophy is the next generation of a philosophy known as Kabbalah, which is what mysticism is. Kabbalah uncovers the secrets to who man is, who God is, how he created the world, and what we're all doing here. Kabbalah, mysticism, was hidden for thousands of years, restricted to only great scholars over 40. The elite feared people might misunderstand its cryptic language and develop a false belief in God, which is akin to idol worship. Hasidic philosophy, however, never had such restrictions. It was written in a more pragmatic style, so it left less room for misconceptions. It was meant to be learned by all. In fact, when the founder of Hasidic philosophy, named the Baal Shem Tov, met the Messiah in a near-death experience, the Messiah told him that when his wellsprings, Hasidic philosophy, reaches all the way out, he and the redemption of the world will come. It was later explained that out refers to all Jews, while all the way out refers to non-Jews as well. You, by taking this course, are fulfilling this prophecy. It is because of this fiat from the Messiah that the course you are taking right now is here. How so? The analogy is given about a prince who fell ill. No doctor could heal him. One came along and theorized that one of the ingredients in the king's crown will bring him back to life. The doctor said we must grind up the crown jewel at once and give it to him, and maybe he will be revived. The king, who would do anything for his son, agrees. The jewel is ground to dust and spoon-fed to the young boy. They all cheered when the boy woke up. The Hasidic masters say this is an analogy for Hasidic philosophy. It is God's crown jewel, and the people are asleep. They were lulled to sleep, lack of awareness of godliness, by the pogroms and the gulags and the concentration camps at one time, and the Paris Hiltons and the Kim Kardashians of the world in our time. And one side effect of being asleep is that we fall into maladies like anxiety. So now is the time to grind up, make accessible this esoteric wisdom, and if even a small drop enters your body, it should wake you up and make you realize that being happy and calm is your natural state. That is the core of who you are. We know the cure to anxiety, and it is joy. It has never been needed more. Today, anxiety disorders are the most common mental illness in the U.S., affecting around 40 million adults, almost 1 in 5 people. Globally, the World Health Organization says that almost 300 million people have an anxiety disorder. So if you have anxiety, don't feel for a second that you're not normal. When 300 million people have it, that's the definition of normal. People are suffering, and they don't have to be. I feel that if I can just impart Hasidic philosophy's, quote, formula for happiness, some will be able to, quote, drink it, and the suffering can be removed if not lessened. I really believe it's possible to, quote, opt out of anxiety. But even if you can't, even if this course just lessens your stress levels by 15%, that's 15% over a lifetime. Think of how much stress has been eliminated if you do that. That's well worth going through the course. Now, who am I to write this book? This topic is very personal to me. I suffered with severe panic attacks and depression as a teenager. I remember being on a couch for weeks, not being able to get up. I was so depressed. I remember my dad saying, "Go make some sandwiches for poor people," which was great advice, just not for me at that time. I was in no shape to actually do it. The hold the depression had on me was too strong. There was no way I was getting off that couch. I am a fan of Dr. Jordan Peterson, and I may quote him in this course, but now I will quote his daughter. His daughter had severe depression, and her dog died as well. She was asked what would be preferable, the feelings of a dog dying or the feelings of depression. She said it's not even close. The depression is your dog dying hundreds of times over. I don't have a dog, but from what I can imagine, I would second that. I took medication for my depression and anxiety, and that helped me get out of it. I am still on medication, so who am I to write a book about how to get rid of anxiety and depression naturally if I'm on drugs? Before I answer that question, I must state that I am not a doctor, nor do I play one in courses or the internet. You should see your doctor first if you need help with anxiety. But there are two types of depression and anxiety, the kind you can think your way out of and the kind only medication can take you out of. So let me first say to anyone, if you need medication, take medication. There is no shame in that, just as there are no shame in taking medication for any other health problem. If you need it, you will know that you need it. I don't have to tell you that no amount of positive thinking can take you out of that black hole. You will know. This book addresses the first kind of anxiety, the kind you can think your way out of. This is anxiety you have even when you're medicated. There is no escaping the stress of the day-to-day. We know medication doesn't do the entire job. As anyone who takes medication knows, you will still have to fight negative thoughts on a daily basis. It doesn't do all the work for you. You have to do the work yourself. And that is what this course intends to help with. Even if you're in the, quote, black hole, the strategies outlined here still won't hurt. In a way, this book is my journey in tackling those lingering negative thoughts. Suffice it to say, I know exactly what you're going through. I have been in that black hole. I have been so anxious I feared I would die, and my heart goes out to you. Just for starting a course like this to take that step out of the darkness, I'm proud of you. You are truly great for not settling and resolving to make a better life for yourself. I want you to know there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I want you to know that what you're experiencing isn't a tattoo, it's paint. You can wipe it away. I live my life now almost anxiety-free. I get sad from time to time, but very rarely anxious. If I feel it coming on, I immediately deploy one of the strategies in this course, and it's gone. My default is being in a state of joy. I can say with some confidence that I've opted out of anxiety and stress, and I think anyone with these strategies can do the same. You will notice I frequently refer to God or the Creator. I am an Orthodox rabbi, so naturally I believe God is the creator of the world, therefore the creator of the circumstances in which you find yourself. If you don't believe in God, you can gain just as much from this book. You can call the creator of your circumstances reality or perfection, and the book will make perfect sense. As long as you understand that what's happening around you isn't caused by you, it's caused by something greater than you, this should be uncontroversial. If you've ever marveled at the complexity and the enigmas of science, you know that reality is greater than you, so it only makes sense to imbibe its lessons. There's something else you can't forget as we go on this journey. Repetition is the mother of all mastery. In opting out, you are mastering a skill. And just as you can't get good at the violin without playing it every day, you can't get good at beating anxiety until you practice these techniques every day. So this is more than a course. It's a lifestyle choice. Your stress levels will go down just by reading this book. Make no mistake about it. But if you want mastery, if you want it to stick, be sure to repeat, and repeat again. Now, let the healing begin. I'll see you in the next module.